For years, Apple's MacBook Pro has been the symbol of power, precision, and perfection in the world of laptops. But this time, something feels different. The M5 MacBook Pro isn't just another yearly refresh. It's the first real step toward Apple's vision of an AI-driven future. From the outside, it might look familiar. But under that sleek aluminum skin, the world's most advanced silicon is rewriting the rules of what a laptop can do. And if you think the story ends with just faster performance or better battery life, you're wrong, because this right here might be the moment Apple quietly changes everything. The leaks started small, whispers from supply chains, hints buried in firmware code, quiet benchmark results appearing online. But together, they painted a picture that was impossible to ignore. The M5 chip was coming, and insiders claimed it would make even Apple's previous M4 series look dated. When the first Geekbench scores leaked, people thought they were fake. How could a laptop chip outperform some of the most powerful desktop processors on the market while still sipping power like a phone? But then the official announcement hit. October 15, 2025, Apple unveiled the all-new 14-inch MacBook Pro powered by the M5 chip, and suddenly the numbers made sense. Apple wasn't chasing Intel or AMD anymore. It was chasing something else entirely: efficiency, intelligence, and integration beyond human design. The M5 is Apple's most advanced processor yet, a 10-core CPU with a new hybrid architecture that redefines speed and efficiency. But that's only half the story. Each GPU core in the M5 carries a neural accelerator built directly into it, turning every graphical process into an AI-assisted operation. It's not just rendering graphics, it's predicting them. It's optimizing your workflow before you even know what you need. Apple says the M5 offers up to 3.5 times faster AI performance compared to the M4, and up to 1.6 times faster graphics in pro apps like Final Cut, Logic, and DaVinci Resolve. For video editors, designers, and developers, this means less waiting, less lag, more creativity. For everyone else, it means the MacBook Pro just got a mind of its own. But here's the twist. The design, the thing that most people notice first, hasn't changed. Same 14-inch Liquid Retina XDR display, same iconic aluminum body, same ports. Thunderbolt 4, HDMI, SD card reader, headphone jack, all right where you left them. Some people were disappointed, expecting a major redesign, but those who know Apple's rhythm understand something deeper. This generation isn't about how it looks, and it's about how it thinks. The real revolution is happening inside, in the silent space between the transistors, where the neural engine now does over 20 trillion operations per second, learning, adapting, and optimizing in real time. And yet, the real storm is what's coming next, because the M5 chip isn't alone. It's only the beginning of a larger rollout. M5 Pro and M5 Max variants are already rumored to be in testing for early 2026, bringing workstation-level performance to the next generation of MacBook Pros. Some reports suggest Apple is reserving those chips for models that could finally feature OLED displays, maybe even a touchscreen, something Apple has resisted for over a decade. If those rumors are true, we might be less than a year away from the first true hybrid Mac, blending the power of macOS with the interactivity of iPadOS in ways no one thought Apple would dare. Insiders have described the upcoming MacBook Pro redesign as Apple's most radical laptop since 2016. Gone will be the notch, replaced by slimmer bezels and an edge-to-edge OLED panel with deep blacks and infinite contrast. The chassis will reportedly be thinner, lighter, and crafted using a new aluminum alloy designed for both strength and sustainability. And yes, a new dark blue color option inspired by the iPhone 17 Pro's titanium finish is said to be on the table. If you think these are small changes, think again. Apple's pattern is clear: small external steps that hide massive internal revolutions. But let's come back to the M5 for a second. Because the truth is, this chip is unlike anything Apple's ever made. It's not just faster, it's smarter. The M5 has been engineered from the ground up to accelerate on-device AI, meaning the kind of machine learning tasks that used to require cloud processing, like image generation. Real-time translation and large language model inference can now happen right on your Mac, instantly, privately, without sending your data anywhere. In an era where privacy is currency, Apple's local AI strategy is a quiet masterstroke. They're not chasing OpenAI or Google. They're building a parallel future where AI is personal, private, and built directly into the silicon of your device. Benchmark leaks from early testers suggest that the M5's performance cores can rival high-end desktop chips while running at a fraction of the power. That's why Apple can claim up to 24 hours of battery life on the 14-inch model, a number that sounds almost impossible until you remember what Apple Silicon has already achieved. And if you think that's marketing hype, the real-world tests are even crazier. Developers running Final Cut Pro report rendering times nearly cut in half compared to M4. 3D artists using Blender or Maya say scenes load almost instantly. The message is clear. Apple's not just selling speed, it's selling time. And in the creative world, time is everything. But the question everyone's asking now is, should you buy it or wait? That's where things get tricky. If you're upgrading from an M1 or older Intel Mac, the M5 is going to feel like a teleportation device. But if you already have an M4, the performance leap might not justify the price, unless you're knee-deep in AI workflows or video production. Because here's the thing, the M5 is Apple's first chip fully designed for the AI decade. It's the first step in transforming macOS into something smarter, more adaptive, almost predictive. Apple isn't talking much about it yet, but their long-term goal seems clear. Every Mac, every iPad, every device they make will eventually become part of a connected intelligence that learns how you work, what you need, and when you need it. The M5 is the foundation of that world, and let's not forget what's happening behind the scenes. Apple has quietly filed new patents for AI-driven macOS features, things like adaptive UI elements that change based on your behavior, auto-generated code suggestions for developers, and even creative assistants built directly into Final Cut and Logic. These features aren't here yet, but they're coming, and when they do, they'll need the kind of AI horsepower only the M5 and its successors can deliver. Meanwhile, rumors about the next big leap at the M5 Max suggest a 16-core CPU and up to 40-core GPU configuration. Imagine that level of power in a laptop that still doesn't need a fan running full blast. That's Apple's secret weapon, performance without noise, without heat, without compromise. And that's why professionals still trust the MacBook Pro over everything else. It's not just the specs. It's the silence, the focus, the way it disappears when you're working and only reminds you it's there when it saves you hours. But make no mistake, competition is heating up. Intel's Lunar Lake, AMD's Strix Point, Qualcomm's Snapdragon X Elite, all promise groundbreaking AI acceleration. Yet Apple's advantage is integration. They control the chip, the hardware, and the software. Every transistor and every pixel works toward one purpose. That's why the M5 MacBook Pro feels like a single living system, not a collection of parts. And that's something no one else can easily replicate. So, as we look toward 2026, one thing is certain. The MacBook Pro is no longer just a tool. It's becoming a partner, an assistant, a creative ally that learns, adapts, and evolves. The M5 is only the first chapter in that story. The next chapter, the one with OLED screens, AI-driven macOS updates, and M5 Pro Max power, is already being written in Apple's secret labs in Cupertino. And if history tells us anything, Apple's biggest innovations are the ones it doesn't announce. Not yet. The MacBook Pro M5 might look like last year's laptop. But beneath the surface, it's the beginning of something much larger. A shift not just in performance, but in philosophy. Apple isn't just building faster computers anymore. It's building computers that think. And one day soon, when your MacBook anticipates your workflow, edits your videos, organizes your projects, and understands your creative intent, you'll look back at the M5 and realize this was the moment it all began.